It seems I've inhabited a new body.
And it's just as ugly as the old one.
What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm just going to give you guys a very brief review on the OA Season 2, and the reason why I say that is because this show is just packed full of things that hit you right and left, so many unexpected elements, and I don't want to spoil a thing. I just want to recommend this show to you guys because while it is a popular show on Netflix, I still feel like it's underseen. I still feel like it's underappreciated, and this is coming from a guy that just recently watched Season 1 to prepare for this review of Season 2. I'm like, okay, I've heard good things. It's just another Netflix show. No. Season 1 is great. Season 2 is great. You guys don't know what I do on this channel. I like to talk about movies and shows and comics and Netflix. A lot of Netflix content yesterday, later on today, Shazam. But right now, the OA Season 2. Be sure to get down in the comments section below. Leave your thoughts on this show, what it means to you, what your favorite aspect is. And if you're excited for Season 3, let's get into this review. So we'll talk about Episode 1 of Season 2. While Private Eye Kareem Washington scours San Francisco for a missing teen who was involved in a cryptic game, OA wakes up in unfamiliar surroundings. Yup, this show is great. I love all of the characters. I love where they're heading with it. I like how they dropped a brand new character in this season. Kingsley Ben-Adir, who plays Kareem Washington, he gets wrapped up in this entire situation, and he slowly starts to uncover things that we have already learned in Season 1. What I loved about the first episode of this season is that the opening credits come in like 30-something minutes into the episode, which is like the most OA thing that the OA could do, and I loved it. I love the pacing of the first episode, but once you get wrapped up into the story and where it's going this season, meeting back up with our characters, including our main character, she's just the best. I haven't had a chance to talk about her because, of course, I did not review Season 1 on this channel, but she's awesome. I love following along with her, especially in this season when she's really in a situation that she is trying her best to get out of, and it's cool to see that struggle, and it is hard to see that struggle with a lot of these characters because they're just stuck. They can't go anywhere. I'm not going to say why they can't go anywhere, and it's interesting to see where those dynamics go, especially getting into the third episode. So Kareem is tasked with finding this missing girl. He slowly gets wrapped up in the situation. He finds out that she has been playing this game to win money for her grandmother, and then you start diving back into Nina's story, of course, played by Britt Marling, who is phenomenal. I love her in this role. I love her in this show. She really made a lot of the show for me in Season 1. Not because everyone else was bad, it's just because I was so interested in her character. Scott Wilson, Phyllis Smith, I mean, all of these actors are high caliber. Of course, Phyllis playing Phyllis in The Office, and I love her. When I saw her in Season 1, I'm like, oh, and then she's a different character than she was in The Office, let me tell you. So what is the OA? Who is Prairie and Nina? What are the 5 movements? There are so many spoilerific elements, and I don't even want to spoil Season 1 because, once again, this is a show that people just have to watch, but I do want to talk about why I enjoy this show so much without diving deep into the plot. One reason is because the storytelling in general, it balances so many elements, whether it's sci-fi-esque elements, fantasy, or even an augmented reality style storytelling, and the pacing is so good in Season 1 and maybe even better in Season 2. I love the way that these episodes were paced. You go from one story introducing our new character in Kareem to the other story and then bringing back in Prairie and her character and how she starts interacting with the people in the asylum where she is being held, how BB-8 and the boys come back into the fold, and how everything kind of comes together to create a very cohesive storyline, even though there's a lot going on. Episodes 1, 2, and 3, all 3 episodes are really telling different stories as the OA does. I keep saying as the OA does because the OA, it has its own way about doing things. It does things in a very unconventional fashion because this is a very unconventional show. It's not your average Netflix show, guys. It's very weird. It's mind-bending. It's like a Twilight Zone episode just expanded for 2 seasons so far, and I love it. I just came back from watching Us the other night, and that movie was great. And then watching the OA Season 2 on top of just recently watching Season 1, my mind is in like 40 different places right now because this show is just so crazy. You have people inhabiting other bodies and other dimensions and portals, and people appearing in mirrors and discovering ways of going about contacting people in other dimensions. And guys, it gets so crazy and outlandish, and you think a show like this would completely fall flat, but it doesn't. Netflix can do this. We see this with shows like Stranger Things. It gets out there sometimes. Black Mirror. Every episode is different, yes, but it's all so far-fetched and so far out of reality, but it's so grounded at the same time, especially when you look at the storytelling and just the way it is filmed. And I love the way that the OA is filmed. It's not like any other Netflix show. Even down to the color correction and the shot selection, it looks different than other Netflix shows. And I really enjoy that. Also, Zendaya popped up in season 2, and I'm like, what? Zendaya? And you look at the cast in seasons 1 and 2, whether it's Britt Marling or Jason Isaacs or rest in peace Scott Wilson, man, you will absolutely be missed. The cast is phenomenal, and I could not call out one person, even the teenage characters and the young characters who can usually get on your nerves a bit, and even if their characters are annoying, I can still look at the acting and say the acting is good. The directors of these episodes, the executive producers, they all do a wonderful job of keeping their actors in check, keeping the script very streamlined. Even when it's so far over the top, they always bring it back in and allow you to believe that people are really inhabiting bodies in other dimensions and they're learning how to travel, and the movement's the thing that they do with their... I've got to learn it so I can do it one of these days, and who knows, maybe I can do what they do. How does season 1 compare to season 2? Well, I didn't have to wait between both seasons very long. You know what? I'm going to say it. I think season 2 is a bit better. I was more interested in the story. I like how all of our characters that we got used to and we understood where they came from in the first season, they were in completely different situations in this season. And with season 1 ending on kind of a cliffhanger and me sitting there waiting on what was going to happen in season 2, and even though it went in a completely different direction than what I anticipated, I still appreciated it and I enjoyed it and I had fun along the way. And when you get into the last few episodes of season 2, I loved them. I really enjoyed the beginning of the season, but I love the last few episodes. There is a choice made towards the end. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. I don't know if everyone is going to love it because it is very unconventional, but I enjoyed it. I like what they did with the character, and the OA Season 1 is great. Season 2 may be even better, and because of all of those things, I'm going to give the OA Season 2 an 88%. I had a blast with this show. I cannot wait for Season 3. If you guys want a spoiler-filled review, I probably won't do one on YouTube, may do one on Patreon, I'm not for sure. If I can log it on Letterboxd, I'm going to look for it and do a spoiler review on there. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to get in the comments down below, and let's talk about the OA, because not enough people talk about this show. Yes, we have Stranger Things and Umbrella Academy, and we had Daredevil, but this is a show that people need to watch. That is on Netflix right now. I just released 5 shows to watch on Netflix right now. You can throw this on there because the OA is brilliant. It is sci-fi glory, full of fantasy, and it is a full-on mystery. If you think about it, they are trying to solve this, especially in Season 2 with our new character. He is trying to solve something while everyone else is trying to solve something. The mystery elements is what really intrigues me about this show, and I need to stop talking about it because I have went on for a long time. You guys are the absolute best once again. Thank you so much for watching this video, and tune in later on today for Shazam.